Hello grade 4s, it's Mrs. Hodgson. Today's lesson we are going to look at abbreviations. Abbreviations are used daily all over, especially in the business world. And why do people use abbreviations? They do it to save time. This will be your heading plus today's date. Please do this work in your language books. Our first type of abbreviation we will look at are acronyms. These are new words created. Look at the example there. We will call the disease AIDS, but actually the word AIDS stands for something. Each letter stands for a word. It's acquired immune deficiency syndrome. That is too long to say. Therefore, people call it by a new word, AIDS. There is a picture of a scuba diver. He's got a scuba tank on his back. But did you know that scuba actually stands for something else? Let's look what it stands for. The S in scuba is for self. Contained gives you the C. U is for underwater. B, breathing apparatus. And that makes the word scuba. A self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Then we've got radar. That also stands for something. It's radio detection and ranging. And the last one, I'm sure you've heard of this one before, it's a PIN number. At the teller, they'll say to your mom or dad, please put in your PIN when your parents are paying for something using their bank card. And this is a private number, you mustn't tell it to anyone, but it actually stands for something. The PIN stands for Personal Identification Number. But that's just too long to say. Can you imagine the teller saying, please put in your personal identification number? It just gets too long. So we abbreviate. We say, put in your PIN number, please. You will find all sorts of abbreviations all around you. Look out for them. Did you know that Vodacom stands for Voice Data Communication? Let's go on to initializations. They are abbreviations formed from the first letter of a group of words. So we call it a CD, but actually that comes from the word compact disc. We use the C and the D. When you draw money, you draw it from an ATM, and we call it an ATM. But it stands for Automated Teller Machine. HIV is the name of a virus. You learned about that in Life Skills in Term 1. It stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. LCD stands for Liquid Crystal Display. That is the science behind your display screen of your computer or TV or cell phone. It's liquid crystal display. Or it could be an LED display, which is a light one, using lights, but liquid crystal display is the other type of screen. Right, let's go on to the next one. There is a company called Spca. They are a society for the prevention of cruelty to animals. They rescue animals, cats, dogs. They rescue animals and care for them. And we call that the Spca. So your parents might adopt a pet from the Spca. Our next one, everyone knows this one, ANC. Mr. Ramaphosa is the leader at the moment of the ANC, and that actually stands for African National Congress. If you're ever in trouble in the ocean and you need to be rescued, you will call the NSRI. And that stands for National Sea Rescue Institution. I wonder what the word mobile telephone network, which business is called that? Let's think a bit. Yes, you've got it. It's MTN. Businesses will often use abbreviations for the name of their business. Truncations are shortened words. Instead of writing the whole word doctor out, people just write capital D R. Mr. becomes MR. Company just becomes Co. Junior, JR. Kilometer gets a K and an M. Millimeter, MM. Department, Dept. And lieutenant gets LT. So this is how you shorten these words. Now I'm going to give you a little trick to remember. If the word starts with the beginning and the end letter, like doctor starts with a D and ends with an R, it does not need a full stop. Can you see which ones do not need full stops? It's all the ones that start with the beginning of a letter and end with the same letter. Junior, for example, starts with J and ends with an R, so it does not need a full stop. But look at company. Company starts with a CO and it ends with a Y. Because we don't have Y in the abbreviated word, co, you must put a full stop because it's not finished, if you think of it like that. Okay, I've highlighted kilometer and millimeter in pink because they are the exception to the rule. They should get a full stop if we go according to that rule of the full stop rule, but because they are maths terminologies, we do not use the full stop. Department gets a D and it ends in a T, so it doesn't need a full stop. And lieutenant. So out of all of these one that you have to study, the only one that gets a full stop is company, CO. Let's look how you will see that in real life. Often a business will be called Tiffany and Co, for example. When we add an and co to the end of our business, we're basically saying the rest of them, the people that are associated with the Tiffany company. So you could use it in a sentence like Harry and Co. went to the park. Harry and company went to the park. It means and the rest of them. All the friends of Harry. Days of the week are easy to abbreviate. It's usually 3 or 4 letters of the beginning of the word, and you guessed it, all get a full stop. Months of the year, most of them will get a full stop as well, except for May because it does not need to be abbreviated. It's already a short word. So let's look at February, for example. We abbreviate it as Feb, and we must use a full stop. Try put into practice what we've just learned by answering these abbreviation questions. You may answer it on your page, but please sentences 1, 2, 3, and 4 you must write neatly into your books. Remember, you are going to abbreviate where you can. So number 1, last January, comma, Dr. Edward fixed my broken arm. Which words can I abbreviate? I can abbreviate January and doctor. So you will abbreviate those 2 words when you rewrite it. You need to pause the video now because the next slide will have the answers. Are you ready? And pause. Here are the answers. Road is RD, no full stop because it ends in the D, so it does not need one. Monday gets a full stop and a capital M. Feb, capital F and a full stop. Doctor, no full stop. Street, no full stop. December, DEC, it gets a full stop. You have to mark strictly, grade 4s, because I'm going to mark strictly. If you forget a full stop, I can't give you the mark. Okay, millimeter becomes mm in small letters. August, capital A, because it's the name of a specific month, so it's a proper noun. Capital A-U-G, full stop. Mr, M-R, no full stop. Junior, I will accept two answers, J-N-R or J-R. Kilometer is small k, small m. Compact disc, CD. January gets a full stop, Jan. Wednesday, wed, gets a full stop. Tues gets a full stop. And ANC. All right, number 1, last Jan, full stop, comma. Doctor, no full stop. Edward fixed my broken arm. Number 2, Mr, no full stop. Jackson lives on the corner of 4th Street, ST, and River Road. Road got a full stop there only because it was the end of the sentence. But when we abbreviate road, it does not need a full stop. Number 3, Mark Jr. There's 2 ways of abbreviating Junior. Had his birthday on Saturday, sat, full stop, comma, sept, full stop, the 5th. And number 4, Mom would not give me the PIN for her bank account. I abbreviated account as well because often people do abbreviate that word, and you would simply abbreviate it ACC and a full stop. And that's the end of the lesson. You may rule off and close your books.